Hey everyone, hope you're all good and ready for more original horror stories. For this new Chronicles of Ghoul video, we've got a couple of new original sci-fi short stories for your listening pleasure. If you have any reading recommendations of your own making, please let me know and I'll make sure to read them out ASAP. Alright, so without further ado, let's jump in as it's about to get very scary. In the vast expanse of uncharted space, on the fringes of known civilization, lay Eros Sigma, a remote human colony. Nestled on the edge of an unforgiving star system, the colony had been a beacon of hope and resilience. For years, settlers had called this distant rock home, forging a life amidst the towering alien flora and peculiar landscapes that defined their new world. The colony was a peaceful outpost, known for its tight-knit community and its commitment to scientific exploration. Isolated from the struggles and politics of the core systems, the people of Eros Sigma had created a life of tranquility and discovery. They believed they were beyond the reach of any galactic threat. But, as often happens in the vast expanse of the cosmos, peace is fragile, and the quiet of Eros Sigma was about to be shattered. The first sign of impending doom came in the form of an eerie, unearthly signal. A deep space observatory had intercepted a strange and haunting message. It was a series of pulsating signals, an otherworldly cadence that defied all attempts at decryption. Dr. Emily Hart, the head scientist at the observatory, was the first to hear the transmission. Her fascination quickly turned to dread as the message continued to play. The colony's brightest minds gathered in the observatory, huddled around the consoles and listening intently to the unsettling rhythm that filled the room. What could it be? Dr. Hart muttered under her breath. Dr. Marcus Reynolds, the colony's astrophysicist, was equally perplexed. It's unlike anything we've ever encountered, he said. His brow furrowed. It's as if the very fabric of space and time is singing to us. As the hours passed, the scientists tried to decipher the mysterious message, but it remained an enigma. The rhythm seemed to grow louder and more insistent, like a haunting chant from an alien civilization. The strange transmission was not the only ominous sign. In the sky above Eros Sigma, a massive metallic structure appeared. It was unlike anything the colonists had ever seen, a colossal, otherworldly spacecraft that blotted out the sun. It descended with an eerie grace, hovering ominously over the colony like a harbinger of death. Panic swept through the colony as people gazed up at the alien vessel, their peaceful existence shattered by the unknown. The colony's leaders called for calm, but it was a futile effort. Fear and uncertainty spread like wildfire, and the once close-knit community was now fractured, each person grappling with their own fear and suspicions. As the colossal spacecraft hung in the sky, the rhythmic transmission from deep space intensified, filling the air with a sense of foreboding supernaturalism. Dr. Hart, Dr. Reynolds, and their fellow scientists redoubled their efforts to decode the alien message, hoping that it might hold the key to understanding the intentions of the mysterious visitors. As the colony watched in trepidation, the massive doors of the alien spacecraft slowly creaked open. A long, metallic ramp extended from the ship's belly, and a strange procession emerged. The aliens were unlike any life forms the colonists had ever seen. Towering with shimmering, iridescent skin, they moved with an eerie grace, their eyes luminescent and their bodies seeming to defy gravity. Their presence was otherworldly, and a sense of awe mixed with terror washed over the gathered onlookers. One of the aliens, who appeared to be a leader, raised its hand in a gesture of peace. It emitted a soft melodic sound, and the colony's universal translator struggled to interpret its meaning. "We are the Silthari," the translation echoed through the colony's communication systems. "We come in peace, seeking knowledge and understanding. We mean no harm." The message was met with skepticism and fear, but a glimmer of hope also danced in the eyes of some. The Silthari were offering an opportunity for cooperation, a chance to learn from a highly advanced civilization. The colony's leaders cautiously accepted the offer of dialogue, and a team of scientists, led by Dr. Hart and Dr. Reynolds, embarked on a journey to meet with the Silthari. They left behind a tense and divided colony, hoping to uncover the true intentions of their enigmatic visitors. Over weeks of meetings and exchanges, the scientists learned that the Silthari were explorers and scholars, much like the colonists themselves. They had been observing the colony from afar, curious about the human settlement on the fringes of known space. The Silthari explained that they had traveled a vast distance to make contact and share knowledge. The colonists, cautiously optimistic, began to share their own discoveries and insights with their alien guests. As trust grew, so did the spirit of cooperation. It seemed that a new era of exploration and understanding was dawning. But beneath the surface, doubts lingered. Not all within the colony were convinced of the Silthari's peaceful intentions. Some believed they were simply biding their time, waiting for the right moment to strike. Tension simmered, and the colony remained divided. In the dead of night, as the colony's leaders met with the Silthari to discuss plans for future collaboration, a group of colonists led by a faction known as the Sentinels launched a surprise attack on the alien visitors. The Sentinels had grown increasingly paranoid, believing that the Silthari posed a hidden threat. The betrayal was swift and violent. The Sentinels unleashed a barrage of energy weapons, catching the Silthari off guard. Chaos erupted in the colony as the peaceful dialogue turned into a deadly conflict. The Silthari, advanced as they were not prepared for such aggression. Many of them fell to the colonists' weapons, and their spacecraft was severely damaged in the assault. Dr. Hart, Dr. Reynolds, and a few other scientists attempted to intervene, pleading for a ceasefire and explaining that the Silthari had come in peace. But their pleas fell on deaf ears as the Sentinels continued their relentless assault, determined to drive the aliens away at any cost. As the battle raged, a horrifying revelation emerged. The Silthari possessed a defensive technology that had remained hidden from the colonists, a technology that allowed them to retaliate with devastating force. In an act of self-preservation, the Silthari activated their defenses, unleashing a barrage of energy that laid waste to a large portion of the colony. Buildings crumbled, and the landscape was scarred by the alien weaponry. The colonists watched in shock and horror as the familiar streets and homes they had known were reduced to rubble. Dr. Hart, Dr. Reynolds, and a small group of survivors scrambled to assess the situation and find a way to prevent further destruction. The colony was now a war zone, and the once peaceful settlers were thrust into a battle for their very survival. Keep watching our future videos for part 2, and to see how the colony of Eros Sigma will survive, if it survives at all. In the heart of the desolate Canadian polar tundra, where the biting winds whispered secrets of an ancient frozen wilderness, stood Outpost Delta, a remote research facility hidden amidst the unforgiving landscape. It was home to a dedicated team of scientists and medical experts, pushing the boundaries of human understanding. Little did they know that they were about to cross a line that separated the known from the unimaginable. Dr. Helena Mitchell, a brilliant and ambitious virologist, led the Outpost's medical team. Their mission: unlock the secrets of extraterrestrial viruses to pioneer medical advancements. The frigid isolation of the Outpost fueled their dedication as they delved into the mysteries of the cosmos. One eerie night, as the northern lights painted the sky in ethereal hues, the medical team worked tirelessly on a collection of extraterrestrial corpses. Their cold, lifeless forms lay on the stainless steel tables, illuminated by the sterile glow of overhead lights. Unbeknownst to the scientists, a cosmic contagion lurked within the alien tissue, a dormant virus waiting for the perfect moment to unleash its horror. As the clock struck midnight, the Outpost fell into an ominous silence. The team retired to their quarters, leaving the extraterrestrial cadavers seemingly lifeless once more. However, the desolate landscape held an otherworldly secret as the alien virus began to pulse with malevolent energy. A bone-chilling scream echoed through the corridors as Dr. Mitchell awoke to the nightmare unfolding. The extraterrestrial corpses, reanimated by the insidious virus, roamed the Outpost with a macabre hunger for the living. The medical team, caught off guard, faced the grisly onslaught of their once inanimate subjects. Blood painted the sterile walls as screams of terror reverberated through the Outpost. Limbs were torn asunder, and the air filled with the sickening scent of death. Dr. Mitchell, fueled by a desperate survival instinct, rallied the remaining survivors. Together, they navigated the labyrinth of corridors, evading the relentless pursuit of the extraterrestrial undead. In a heart-stopping moment, Dr. Mitchell stumbled upon a hidden lab, concealed between layers of icy insulation. With a surge of hope, she uncovered research notes on the alien virus and a potential antidote. Time was of the essence, and the Outpost's dwindling population looked to her for salvation. The Outpost, once a bastion of scientific exploration, now resembled a grotesque tableau of alien horror. The infected corpses, animated by the alien virus, had overrun every corridor and chamber. Limbs twisted at unnatural angles, and vacant eyes glowed with an otherworldly malevolence as the undead extraterrestrials relentlessly pursued the living. In the medical wing, where the team had once dissected the alien cadavers for the pursuit of knowledge, chaos reigned supreme. Broken equipment and shattered glass littered the floor as extraterrestrial corpses tore through the once sterile environment. The guttural moans of the reanimated echoed through the clinical halls, drowning out the panic cries of the medical team. The mess hall, a place where camaraderie and scientific discourse had once thrived, was now a gruesome battlefield. Tables and chairs lay in disarray, overturned in the frenzy as the extraterrestrial undead feasted on the terrified scientists. The walls bore the splatter of blood, a morbid mural depicting the Outpost's descent into madness. Survivors, their faces etched with horror, fled through the maze of corridors, pursued by the relentless extraterrestrial onslaught. Each desperate escape attempt led them deeper into the heart of the nightmare. the once familiar surroundings of the outpost became a claustrophobic labyrinth of death where every shadow concealed a potential threat. The communications center, a vital link to the outside world, had succumbed to the alien contagion. The crackling of radios emitted eerie transmissions distorted by the alien influence. Desperate pleas for help, mingled with guttural groans, painted a harrowing soundscape that resonated through the outpost's metallic bones. As the survivors fought for their lives, Dr. Mitchell led the ragtag group through the labyrinth of corridors, haunted by the memories of her colleagues turned into monstrous shells of their former selves. The extraterrestrial corpses, driven by an unnatural hunger, relentlessly pursued. Their relentless pursuit marked by a symphony of grotesque sounds and guttural moans. Hidden in the shadows, the extraterrestrial undead ambushed the survivors, tearing through the group with unbridled ferocity. The outpost's once sterile environment now echoed with the sickening sounds of bone cracking and flesh tearing as the alien horrors claimed their victims. Dr. Mitchell, fueled by a mixture of terror and determination, pressed forward. With each step, she witnessed the carnage wrought by the extraterrestrial virus. The once promising outpost had transformed into a nightmarish landscape, a twisted mockery of the scientific progress that had brought them to the polar wilderness. In the depths of the outpost's research labs, where groundbreaking experiments had once taken place, the extraterrestrial contagion had spread like wildfire. Failed attempts to barricade doors and seal off infected areas only delayed the inevitable. The relentless pursuit of the extraterrestrial undead turned every corner into a potential death trap. As survivors scrambled to find refuge in the maze of dimly lit passages. Yet, amidst the chaos, Dr. Mitchell's determination burned bright. With the knowledge she had uncovered in the hidden lab, she raced against time to develop the serum that would hopefully end the alien nightmare that had consumed Outpost Delta. The survivors, battered and broken, looked to her as a beacon of hope in the suffocating darkness. Armed with newfound knowledge, Dr. Mitchell worked tirelessly to concoct an antidote capable of quelling the alien menace. The relentless sounds of carnage echoed outside the lab as her trembling hands mixed volatile substances. The screams of her colleagues served as a haunting symphony to the relentless pursuit of the alien corpses. With a vial of hope in hand, Dr. Mitchell navigated the blood-soaked corridors, facing horrors beyond comprehension. The survivors, battered and broken, gathered in a desperate last stand. As the alien corpses closed in, Dr. Mitchell unleashed the serum into the outpost's air vent system, a desperate bid to pacify the reanimated horrors. Once the serum had turned into a gas, it seeped through the ventilation system and started to make a difference. The alien undead convulsed, their frenzied movements slowing to a ghastly crawl. Dr. Mitchell's eyes reflected a mix of relief and terror, as the once ravenous creatures seemingly succumbed to the antidote. The outpost fell into an eerie, ominous silence, broken only by the distant howl of the polar wind. Hours passed, and the survivors cautiously emerged from their hiding places. Dr. Mitchell, stained with the horrors of that night, gazed upon the lifeless alien corpses. The outpost, once a haven for scientific discovery, now bore the scars of a cosmic nightmare. As dawn broke over the desolate polar landscape, a distant hum signaled the arrival of reinforcements, which felt like forever. The survivors, traumatized and haunted, were rescued from the icy clutches of Outpost Delta by helicopter. Dr. Mitchell, the reluctant hero of the nightmarish tale, carried with her the weight of the terrors witnessed and the responsibility of preventing this alien menace from spreading beyond the frozen wasteland. The secrets of the cosmic virus remained locked within the confines of Outpost Delta, a cautionary tale etched into the icy wilderness. As the rescue team ushered the survivors to safety, Dr. Mitchell cast a lingering glance at the outpost, knowing that the extraterrestrial terrors that she witnessed would forever haunt her dreams. Thanks everyone for joining for yet another set of Chronicles of Ghoul sci-fi horror short stories. If you enjoyed these stories, please like this video to keep that algorithm pumping. Subscribe to the channel, and if you want to stay notified, hit the bell for all notifications. Remember, if you have some amazing sci-fi stories that you would like to be read out by me on the channel, send them to my email on the channel's About page, and please include how you wish to be credited, and I'll get around to reading them soon. Thanks again, and I'll catch you soon for more sci-fi horror.